What's up lil hoodies? Sorry I didn't post last week, I was going to but something came up and I wasn't able to. Got high af, not gonna lie. But I hope you enjoy this video or don't. I don't give a fuck.
Despite what he said, Aran was avoiding Kita. He never let himself be alone with him. He always had someone around, or he'd just flat out avoid him and run away. He felt awful for doing so, but he felt even more awful for coming onto him so strongly a week ago. Back at his house, Kita said that it was fine and that he understood that it was just a miscommunication, but Aran still felt bad because Kita had a point. He didn't ask for his consent, which obviously isn't a good thing, because if he didn't feel Kita pushing him back, or if he just wasn't paying attention and got lost in the heat of the moment, he could have done something awful to him, and Kita didn't deserve that. He also thinks that the Kita might be catching on to what he's doing well. He's been caught on, but now he's starting to get annoyed with him and his avoidance towards him. It's starting to frighten him because he could always feel Kita's eyes staring at him, burning into the back of his head no matter what he did or where he went, and those eyes were always following him and making him feel uneasy. He'd get chills just turning his head and seeing Akita staring at him, with that look he usually gives the twins or sooner. Is this how they felt all the time? He would never want to feel like this all the time. So what did you do to have him glared at you for nearly an entire week like that? Aran heard a very familiar voice ask him. That's none of your business, Osamu. I'm curious, he's never glared at any of us like that before, considering that you guys are dating. I would think that he would take it easy on you, but it doesn't look like that's happening. Which means something must have happened because you guys went like this last week and I could help. Don't forget, I'm also in a relationship with Suna. Osamu tried to persuade him. Well, he didn't try, but he did persuade him. Aran did need some advice, and he would rather talk to Osamu about this than Atsumu, who wasn't in a relationship. He was still single and didn't have any experience with relationships, since he'd never been in one. The closest thing he's ever had to a relationship is his fangirls, and even then he calls some of them pigs for interrupting his serves, so it wouldn't be the best idea to get relationship advice from him. Fine, but you can't tell anyone, that includes your brother. Osamu laughed at Aran. You and I both know that that's not gonna happen. I'm telling him, and I also might be telling Suna, depending on how serious it is, but I'm telling Atsumu that is a guarantee. Osamu winked at him. This is how you know that they were twins. They had the exact same way Atsumu is loud about it. Now tell me what happened. Aran sighed, he couldn't believe he was doing this. Okay, about a week ago Kita and me were walking home. I told him that no one would be home, if he wanted to stay over he agreed. Nice. Shut up. Aran continued, when we got there, I asked him if he wanted to go into my room or be on the couch, he said the couch, and we began watching TV. After a while I started to make moves on him, and I started to kiss and touch him, he complied and sort of did the same but only kissed me. Osamu whined, damn, that's tough, man. Maybe you'll get him next time. Shut up, man, let me finish, damn. So I pushed him back onto the couch where he was on his back and I was in between his legs, but then he pushed me away from him. Osamu grimaced. He felt bad for both of them. He felt bad for Kita for nearly getting involved in something he didn't want to be in, and he felt bad for Aran for getting blue-balled. He explained to me that there was a misunderstanding. He thought that we were only going to be watching TV and didn't mind the kissing, but he didn't think that we were going to actually have sex like I planned. Things got awkward, and I didn't know what to do, so I just went to the bathroom to calm myself down. He told me it wasn't a big deal and he didn't mind just next time to ask and confirm with him, but I still feel guilty about it and I've been avoiding him over it. Yeah, man, sounds like you're in a tough spot, but if Kita said it was okay then it should be okay. He would never lie just to make someone comfortable. Especially when it comes to stuff like that, it's important, so he wouldn't lie, he would tell you the truth. So if he's fine, then he's fine. You need to talk to him and stop avoiding him and the issue. It isn't really helping your relationship, it's only going to make it worse. Aran thought for a bit. He was right. He guessed if he wasn't right he wouldn't think that Kita would still be glaring at him right now. I fucking hate it when you're right. Well, you're about to hate it even more because that's not even my advice. I got that advice when I was avoiding Suna from Atsumu. Oh, what the fuck? Aran, may I speak to you after practice? He heard a voice from behind him. He didn't want to turn around because he already knew who it was, the same person he had been avoiding, but Osamu was in front of him, staring at him, basically yelling at him with his eyes to talk to him. Okay, so he officially hated his childhood friends because why do they both know how to copy that look? Aran turned around to see Kita standing behind him, and surprisingly, sure I guess. Kita's seemed to sag in relief at Aran's agreement. Okay, good, I'll talk to you in 10 minutes. Fuck. Practice ended in 10 minutes, how didn't he notice? Fuck. He thought he would have more time. Kita was gone before he knew it. Everyone had gone and it was just the couple in the locker room, and there was a tense silence between them. Well, at least it seemed like that to Aran. He didn't know about Kita, and he didn't know what to say either, but he didn't have to say anything. Kita broke the silence for him. Are you mad at me? Is it because I didn't sleep with you? I'm sorry, I just wasn't ready. I didn't think you'd be this mad over it and I don't want it to ruin our relationship, but his voice cracked and he looked down at the tiled floor and a dripping sounded right after and then a sniff. Kita has never been afraid to cry, but he always looks down and hides his face. No, wait, it's not like that, I didn't want. Aran fumbled his words trying to explain but didn't know how to phrase it. It's been a week and at first I thought you felt awkward around me because of what happened last week, but then you never came around and so I thought you were mad at me for not. I don't want to be in a relationship that's only about sex. Especially when my partner or me are not comfortable with it and I'm not ready for that yet. He was crying. Aran couldn't see his face but he could tell by the water droplets that hit the floor. Fuck, he was an awful boyfriend. He was too busy trying to make Kita make comfortable. He made him doubt their relationship. Aran grabbed Kita's hand and squeezed it. Kita, I didn't mean to make you doubt me or this relationship. I only wanted to make you comfortable, and yeah, at first it was awkward being around you. I thought you felt the same way and so I avoided you. It was wrong and I shouldn't have done that. I should have talked to you instead of assuming what you wanted. Aran said, laying a hand on Kita's cheek and lifting his head to look at him properly. His eyes were watery, and his cheeks were stained with tears. He was so pretty like this. He wanted to kiss him so badly and he was going to until a little voice that sounded like his boyfriend reminded him consent is important and he needed to ask before touching. Can I kiss you, please? He whispered, already leaning in. Only kissing, right? I don't want to go any further than that, please Aran, I'm not ready for anything else yet. Yes, only kissing, I won't push you. That was all he needed. Kita locked their lips together. It was deep and full of care and love. They broke apart breathing heavily. Aran began to litter kisses on Kita's jaw and neck. Pulling back to make sure that he didn't leave any marks on pale skin, he didn't. Looking back at Kita's pretty pink lips, God, they were gorgeous. They weren't full but they were just right for Aran. Pressing his lips against his lover's, biting them gently. God, he tasted so sweet, so perfect, he was delicious. Fuck Kita. Aran gasped out. Can I touch you please? You look so pretty. I promise I won't go any further than this. Just let me touch you please. Aran. Please, I'm dying over here. Aran tried to convince him by backing him up against the lockers. He just wanted to feel him again, to be able to touch him like that. When he was able to grab him like that, he was so squishy. It wasn't full of muscle like he expected. It was so nice. He only wanted to feel that just a little bit. It's a little bit more. He just wanted it more. It wouldn't be that wrong for him to want to touch his boyfriend. Plus, they've been together for so long, he just wanted to touch him, wanted to feel. No, Aran, I don't want to go any further than this. He didn't want to comply. He wanted to touch him. He wanted to touch him so badly, but he wanted to make his lover comfortable even more. That was more important. Not his desire for sex. It wasn't so much a desire for him to touch as it was their relationship and mutual understanding. That's what's important. That they are comfortable around each other. He knew that if he tried or if he continued to take from him, he'd be left with nothing and he knew that, so he backed away. I'm sorry I took it too far and I shouldn't have. It wasn't fair to you. I also apologize for avoiding you. I only wanted to make you comfortable, and I clearly did the opposite. I'm sorry. Aran explained, looking away from his beloved, ashamed of himself for his actions. I won't say it's okay because it isn't, but I do forgive you because it's what you deserve. Kita replied with his composure intact, but only the faint tracks of tears and red eyes being the only indicator that he was crying once before. It was silent. Neither one knew what to say next, and when they thought of something they didn't know if it was the right moment to do so, but someone had to break it, but both were just unsure who should. Do you want to walk home together? Aran asked, rubbing the back of his neck with a sheepish smile. I would love that. Kita replied with a small flush on his cheeks. The doubled-head male grabbed his boyfriend's hand and let them out of the locker room as they began their journey home, just missing the sunset.